The microphone you're listening to right now costs about 20 bucks on Amazon, and in today's video we're going to figure out whether or not it actually sounds like a $20 microphone, although I'm sure you've probably already made up your mind. So to cut straight to the point, this microphone punches well above its weight class, one of the many reasons why we bought it. By the way, I'm going to be switching between this scene in here and outside near a highway, actually very close to a highway where it's very loud, many cars passing every minute, just so you can get a feel for how it sounds indoors as well as outdoors. By the way, I'm a pretty cheap person by nature, I think Lisa will attest to that, and the $20 price tag really enticed me, so that was one of the reasons why I bought it. I figured worst case it would be trash and I'd throw it away, but honestly, it's not bad at all. Let's start first with construction and features, and then we'll dive into the sound test, although this entire video is basically one big sound test. In the box, which was really nothing special, you'll find the microphone, a foam mutter, an XLR to 3.5mm cable, a cold shoe mount, and a 3.5mm to 1/4" adapter. It's really all you'll need for a setup like this. The stock cable allows you to connect this microphone directly to most cameras with microphone jacks, which is what we're doing right now with our Sony a7 II, and the adapter is good for soundboards and other audio interfaces with balanced outs. And another thing, the fact that this microphone sports an XLR interface by default is a nice touch at this price point. A battery is required if you intend on using the stock cable, of course, but I had no issues at all running this microphone directly as a pass-through with phantom power supplied from my soundboard. This is actually contrary to what the seller on Amazon states in response to a question regarding this format. Just wanted to clear this up. I do have first-person experience with this. So it's certainly versatile and can be used in numerous ways. So I'm actually impressed thus far. Now, the included XLR cable is very long. I'm estimating about 20 feet or so. I'm gonna cut to the outside clip right now so you can get an idea of just how far away that actually is.
So this is about how far you can get from the camera. Yeah, you get an idea of how far you can move back from cameraman, or camera woman in this case. Anyway, on to more things in this video.
In a nutshell, the subject should have plenty of room to breathe with respect to the camera position. Build quality, by the way, is excellent as well. There is absolutely no plastic anywhere along the exterior of the microphone, save the toggle we'll discuss shortly. It stretches to just under 28 centimeters without a cable connected, meaning it has the capacity to reach the subject while remaining mostly out of frame. The microphone is largely unbranded, save the words Unidirectional Electret Condenser microphone, which denote the style of mic this is. Unidirectional mics tend to exhibit a very hyper-cardioid pickup pattern, meaning the condenser is especially biased toward one direction. In this case, it's actually above the microphone, meaning it's especially sensitive to those sounds it picks up from that direction. This is perfect for, say, single speakers and casual interviews where the host can hold the microphone directly below his or her face.
Unidirectional mics tend to exhibit a cardioid pickup pattern, which is why we're out here. I wanted to test that aspect of it to see how noise canceling it is, or how directionally biased the diaphragm is. So right now, standing next to a pretty major highway here in the city, and it's fairly loud. It's difficult to hear myself talk. I'm gonna have to figure out what it sounds like in post and see if it is even usable audio. I have no idea. For all I know, this could be just like the worst recording ever.
With our Sony a7 II, we found that an audio recording level of 3 was ideal for the setup. It's what I'm using right now, and that's actually one negative aspect of this mic I'd like to address. The mic really has no volume toggle of any sort, meaning you'll have to rely on your soundboard or camera for any audio maintenance. Make sure you've calibrated this accordingly before attending any major event, for example. This would be a pain to fix in post, and if you're peaking in any of your footage, you might as well refilm the entire scene because the audio is going to be trash. Now, in terms of tolerance, the microphone actually becomes increasingly sensitive at a rate of roughly 6 decibels per foot. So if you hold this extremely close to your mouth, which I did a few times outside, it's not going to sound so great. I found that the optimal speaking distance at stock was about 6 inches, but since the microphone is sensitive by default, right, any slight gesture closer toward your mouth can drastically alter amplitude. It's just that sensitive, and that could create problems later on. Now, as such, holding the mic slightly further away and boosting everything in post was the easiest for us to manage, especially in loud environments.
Also, be sure that the mic is held firmly when filming. You don't want to knock it around because all of that will be picked up when you record. This is pretty typical of cheaper microphones, nothing to be worried about. By the way, the mutter, or the windscreen, whatever you want to call this foam cover, actually does come in handy. We tested it outside several times like we are now. It's actually kind of windy. You can't really tell with my hair, but Lisa's hair is kind of what do you say, waving in the wind. So yeah, it's not dead silent out here. The wind it's picking up. So this is when this would come in handy.
Now let's discuss audio quality. In a nutshell, it's pretty darn good. I mean, for 20 bucks anyway. It's not gonna be a Shure or a Behringer, but it gets the job done, and for a heck of a lot cheaper than the former especially. I'm gonna let you listen to some sound tests here without any tweaking in post, save maybe a bump in volume. I kind of normalize the tones, but other than that, I'm not going to change anything else, so you guys get a feel for what this mic sounds like in the real world.
So I guess test number 2, you're sitting by a pool and it happens to have fountains, and for some reason you see this is a fit space for an interview. I guess this is that test. So there's actually quite a bit going on in the background. That water is extremely loud despite us being roughly 15-20 feet away from it. I don't know what the heck I'm doing on a poolside in like the middle of winter, but yeah, here's that test. Can you hear the water? Now can you hear the water? We'll find out. If you can hear that. And then back to my face, opening a gate. This gives Lisa a great time to practice her camera skills. Is that camera staying focused the whole time? We have it on autofocus. So. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Sometimes it loses the focus.
And it's about to get very echoey. So, in a situation where you don't have the best acoustics for video, basically this garage, this is what it would sound like using this $20 microphone. Now, I don't expect that this mic is going to be great at getting rid of, especially reverb. That's just something that most mics are going to be victims of, even $1,000 mics. So it really comes down to how well you insulate your room and dampen the walls. But yeah, I guess again, we'll find out in post. You guys can just let me know what you think in the comments. All right, and for the last test, I'm standing right next to the TV. We have Judge Judy on, and Judge Judy's, she could be a loud woman at times. I don't think she'll deny that. I have the volume set to about the same volume as what you would expect from a normal human voice, speaking about 6 or so feet away. So we're testing basically the isolation properties of the mic with respect to other people, other sounds that are human sounds. Hopefully you have an idea of the kinds of tolerances this mic has in different environments.
So I've got to say, very impressed with this $20 setup. It's so good, in fact, for the money that I'm perfectly comfortable using this for our CES 2019 coverage. I do want to bring up an alternative to using a kind of shotgun, I guess, handheld mic that is wired directly into the camera. This right here is the Rode Mic Pro Plus, and this is pretty much the best shotgun, top camera mounted Rode mic you can buy for about $200 to $300. It's got quite a number of settings at the back, and it is something I'd used kind of on and off when I was out of the studio, but honestly, I would much rather hold a mic much closer to my face. It just sounds a lot clearer. The problem with these, of course, is they're mounted to the camera, so you have to get super close to the camera for this thing to actually do its job very well. It does an okay job canceling out background noise and even noise from the side to an extent, but I really like the hypercardioid effect of the $20 mic. I'm calling it the $20 mic because it really has no name, which is another reason why I'm so surprised. There's no brand behind this. I mean, they literally just call it a generic handheld microphone on Amazon, so I don't know, more power to it. To be honest, I've been using wireless setups specifically for like CES and Computex for quite a while, and I'm just tired of dealing with interference from other setups. I mean, there's so many people around you using the same, or basically on the same frequencies, the constant cutting in and out during filming, the need to replace batteries so many times and recharge the packs. I haven't really tested battery life on this thing yet. I haven't had it for long enough to really know, but the website does say that one AA battery will get you 26 hours worth of recording time. So like if it comes anywhere close to 26 hours in the real world, I'll be satisfied. My only complaints are in regards to the volume toggle. We don't have that. That means the diaphragm is just inherently sensitive. The fact that there was no battery included in the box, probably a bit picky, but I mean, some people don't have random AA batteries laying around. And also there's no light indicating whether or not the battery is running low on charge. So if you're using, I don't know, using this for a full day or 2 full days, you might be wondering at what point the mic's gonna die, at what point the battery's gonna go dead, and you're not really gonna know. You're just gonna have to keep watching the camera and kind of guess roughly when that battery's gonna need replacing, or have some tester on hand so you can swap it out and check. So yeah, maybe the lack of a light, the fact that you can't toggle volume on the mic itself, and the fact that no battery's included. That's really it. That's really all I can nitpick this at. I mean, I feel like at 20 bucks, even those critiques are unfair because, I mean, 20 bucks, like that's not cheap. It's not expensive, excuse me, at all for this microphone. But maybe you're just wondering how good it is and you want to know all the pros and cons. There they are. Honestly, I'm perfectly comfortable taking this with me to CES. I'm using it again. I've been using this the whole video in this scene here and also outside. I am just so blown away by how great this sounds. I kind of wish I had known about this mic a lot sooner. Now, for more on this particular unit, I invite you guys to tune into our CES coverage starting the second week of January. That's coming up very soon. I have affiliate linked this exact model, this exact microphone down below for your viewing pleasure. I appreciate the support. Let me know what you're currently sporting in your camera setup if you have one, and if this is something you'd consider on a tight budget. If you guys like this video, thumbs up, you know what to do. Thumbs down for the opposite, or if you hate everything about life, click that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more content like this. This is Science Studio. Thanks for listening with us.